To the NBA, Knicks are set to face the Hawks. Since Jalen Brunson's first postseason with the Knicks in 2023, New York has won a postseason series in each of the last 3 years. Brunson has averaged almost 30 points per game in the postseason since joining the Knicks. Kenny the Jet Smith back here with us, so let's stay with Jalen Brunson. Can Brunson be the best player on a championship team, Kenny?
Yes. He's proven that he's a winner. The funny thing, I used to watch him play when he was in high school and on the AAU circuit. And I used to like, man, can he do those moves and get away with that in college? Goes to college, goes to Villanova, wins a national championship. I'm like, can he get away with that type of basketball in the NBA? So every time that I thought about it, he's always delivered. So 100%, he can be that player.
Yeah, I think, Kenny, and great to talk to you again. I think he's going to be the two guy. Look at the teams right now who have chances to win championships. So just in postseason, play very good teams. He's not as good as Doncic with the Lakers. He's not as good as Jokic with Denver. He's not as good as Wembanyama. He's not as good as Brown. He's not as good as Tatum. I'm not even sure if he's better than Cunningham. He's certainly not better than SGA. So if you look at the players that are threats to win championships, these are all number ones. He's not as good as Anthony Edwards. He's not as good as...
So I have a question when you say not as good as. Because in the playoffs, to me, I wouldn't say, yes, maybe he's not as good as. But is he as impactful?
Well, I mean, defensively, too. I mean, he gets killed defensively. Are we going to throw the defense in, too? Gets caught in those pick and rolls. He gets destroyed all the time. He's not a great defensive player. No, it's Doncic. I understand that. But my point is, look at the 1As on all these teams. Plus SGA, I didn't even mention him. And he's the Knick 1A. That makes it difficult in my eyes for them to go out there and win a championship if he is their best player and their number one guy. He's great. But to win a title, you got to be pretty close to an immortal. You got to be a phenomenal player. I'm not sure if he's on that level. Steve?
Two things could be true. Kenny could be absolutely right with what he's saying in terms of Jalen Brunson has consistently answered the call on the collegiate level, on the pro level. Matter of fact, people forget that when Dallas went to the conference finals years ago, it was him that carried them there. Luka got hurt. And it was him that carried them, if you remember, when they got to the conference finals and they had lost to Phoenix the year that Phoenix went to the finals. We forget that. This is when he was a reserve, when he was looking to get paid, and you know what? Dallas was hesitant to give him $50+ million. Well, look at that, how that panned out, okay? So we know that was wrong. But the point that I'm trying to make is this. Kenny, here's where I would side with Doggy. It's not so much that he's not good enough. It's not so much that he's not impactful. I don't agree there. But I do look at size as playing a role as the playoffs continue to progress. When you look at some of the stars, you look at a Jalen Brown, a legit 6'7". Shai Gilgeous, a legit 6'7". Luka Doncic, 6'7", but, 250 pounds. You look at LeBron, of course. Steph Curry is just a different breed because he can shoot from anywhere, and he's sending people to the infirmary to get oxygen because they're chasing him around all the damn time. You got all of that going on. And then you see the Jokic's of the world, the Victor Wembanyama's of the world. You look at guys like that. You look at a Jason Tatum, who's a legit 6'9", and stuff like that. I do believe that size comes into play, the size and the athleticism and ability, the Kevin Durant's of the world, stuff like that. As the playoffs continue to wane and you go deeper and deeper, I do think that as great as Brunson is, he even has shown us he needs a little bit more help. And that's why I would say the answer to this question is, you know what, when you talk about a championship caliber team, meaning competing for a championship, yeah, he could help you get there. But to get over the hump, I think that you need somebody bigger and just as great. It's basically his size that I'm holding against him more than anything else, Kenny.
Well, I would put it in this direction. I would say if I was the New York Knicks, I would show the Detroit Pistons when they had Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, and tell Cat, you have to be Rasheed Wallace. And that's the type of team that's going to have to win this championship. We aren't a championship where one guy particularly can do it all the time. But in contrary, just as an individual, if there's 10 seconds to go and you named all of those great players and you said, Jalen Brunson has the ball as well, I'm feeling super confident he's going to get his shot off and get us into what we need without question, regardless of his size.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with that.
I know we're talking championship here, but what the Knicks were before Jalen Brunson arrived were so inconsistent. He is
No, it's called garbage.
Yeah, they were garbage, okay?
They were garbage.
Completely transformed that team.
They were garbage.
That you can't even see.
We are very grateful.
All right, go ahead.
We're very grateful to him. Hold on. We're very grateful to Jalen Brunson. But, Kenny, with you on the air, I feel obligated to make sure I bring this up. What I did hold against him, I know he wasn't the one in the room when Leon Rose made that deal. But you can't let that man give up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. You're 4 first-round picks up there. You just can't do that. I mean, you got to sit there and say, Leon Rose, I love my brother. We won a title at Villanova together. I love him. I want him here. But you can't do that. You got to stop that. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I hold against Jalen Brunson as a Knick. I hold nothing else against him. Everything else I'm very grateful and very thankful for. And I like Mikal Bridges. $150 million, he's worth it. But 4 first-round picks, 6 overall, when you consider the swaps for a non-All-Star, you cannot let your organization make that decision when you are the face of the franchise, which Jalen Brunson is. That's my only knock against him. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Kenny's silence makes me seem like he's like, yeah, that's kind of a good
point. It's uncontrollable. It's like, Steven, you don't control the gifts you get for Christmas sometimes, man. Like, he can't control every part of the franchise. Like, that's a Leon Rose call. That is not a Jalen Brunson with 10 seconds to go call. Like, you open your gifts at Christmas, and sometimes you can look at them and you go, man, I got too much or I didn't get enough.
All right.
7.5 points. We go over or under.
Yeah. Now, he averages 30 points a game in the playoffs in a Knick uniform. So you'd want to say over. But you know the Hawks are going to trap him and take the ball out of his hands. Dyson Daniels going to be all over him. I'm going to go under. I'm going to say in game 1, knowing the game plan and what it's going to be, someone else and some others are going to carry most of the offense. I think he's going to have a higher assist game if the Knicks are going to win.
So, Tim McMahon, I've had a lot of people over the course of the last couple of weeks telling me Atlanta is dangerous. This is a dangerous team. This is not who the Knicks wanted in round 1. For the longest time, it looked like it was shaping up for the Knicks to play Toronto. Yep. And then at the very end, it flips. How do you see this series, Tim McMahon?
Well, listen, Cat's got to show up. Cat is always going to determine the ceiling for the New York Knicks. You know what you're getting out of Brunson. What are you going to get out of Karl Anthony Towns? And this should be a series for him. One thing the Hawks don't have is a lot of front court size. Cat has to be aggressive. He has to be involved. The guards, the coaches have to make sure that he's involved, but he's got to deliver. If he does, then the Knicks ought to be able to win this series.
Chump, this is a Karl Anthony Towns series to you?
For sure, man. We got to let the cat out the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's time to let the cat out the bag. Don't let the cat get your tongue. Hey, listen, what has to happen, though, I think early on, they have to believe that they're going to Cat. Like, we need to see it game 1. We need to see it game 2. We need to know that this is going to be a healthy diet. Mm-hmm. I can't have it to where we're just using Cat for one moment in time. Mm-hmm. Like, I like for him to know that he's a part of this, because when he feels like he's a part of this, and you've seen it, it's like it's contagious for everybody, but you get a lot more out of him.
Just touching the basketball, doesn't have to be shots.
Sometimes it's doing that, and that becomes a thing that makes him go to the board. He's going to the offensive rebound more. He's trying to be involved a little bit more. He may not be backing people down, but he's turning his back and surveying the field. Like, it's things like that that have to happen.
So if the Knicks lose the series, is it a catastrophe?
I see what you did.
What you were doing.
Epic proportion. Vinny Goodwill, sitting in that chair yesterday, said on this show he thinks there is more pressure on the Knicks than any other team as we begin this playoffs. You work with the Knicks. For those who don't know, you do the games and all that. Do they feel that? Do they feel that pressure? The whole world is expecting them to get their shot at Boston, and they got to get through a tough first round.
Oh no, there's no. I don't think it's external pressure though. I think it's internal. I think they know it from day one, from the start of training camp. They started the season in Abu Dhabi. They were the first ones on the court in the NBA season. And they knew it from that moment forward that this season is all about getting that next step to the NBA.
Yeah, if they're looking around that locker room and they're not feeling that pressure, then there's a problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If y'all are looking around and y'all don't feel like we're all supposed to be in the finals at the end of the year, then that's the problem.
They've been talking about it all year, Sean. internally all year.
We'll see if they can get it done.